Okay, let's be real. Facing a disciplinary hearing is, well, it's daunting. There's just no way around that feeling. But being unprepared? That's a choice you don't have to make. What we're going to do here is give you a strategic plan to build your defense starting right now. Let's jump in. It's a seriously high-stakes situation, right? You're probably feeling like your job, your reputation, everything is on the line. But what if we could just swap out that feeling of being powerless with a clear, actionable strategy? Well, that's exactly the path we're going to walk down today. So, this is the moment you flip the switch. This isn't about just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. Nope. It's about strategically, piece by piece, building the absolute strongest case you can for yourself. And it all starts with the foundation. You know, every solid defense, every strong argument, it begins with the facts. So this first step, it's the most critical one. We're talking about building a rock-solid evidence foundation. This is going to be the bedrock for your entire case. Now, when you think evidence, I want you to think big. Think way broader than you might guess. We're looking for absolutely anything that helps tell your side of the story. Emails, WhatsApp messages, even things like your original contract or company policy documents. Right now, the goal is to cast a really wide net and just gather every single piece of the puzzle you can find. Okay, so you've got this pile of stuff. What do you do with it? You turn it into a story. And a clear chronological timeline is, without a doubt, the best way to do that. It takes what looks like a random mess of documents and organizes it into a narrative that's super easy for anyone to follow. Just map it out, what happened, when it happened, and who was there. Okay, here's a pro tip that sounds really simple but makes a huge difference. Label every single piece of evidence as an annexure. So, annexure A, annexure B, and so on. This isn't just about being neat. It shows you're taking this seriously. It means during the hearing, you can just calmly say, please refer to annexure C, and boom, everyone knows exactly what you're talking about. It's a massive credibility booster. So, you've gathered everything. Now for the really important part, refining it. Because the goal isn't to walk in with the biggest stack of paper, right? The goal is to build the sharpest, most focused argument possible. This is where you filter everything. You got to ask yourself one simple question for every single piece of paper. Does this directly help me fight the specific charge against me? If the answer is no, you put it aside. Trust me, a focused case is always a stronger case. And just remember this, okay? Impact comes from precision, not just volume. 3 killer documents that directly take apart the allegations against you, that is so much more powerful than a huge stack of papers that are kinda sorta related. You want to choose your evidence like a surgeon, with precision. So, your evidence is organized, it's sharp, it's focused. Now let's talk about how you actually present it, because how you deliver your case is just as important as the facts you've gathered. This is all about making sure you are heard and, just as importantly, respected. Think of this as your 4-step playbook for the hearing itself. First, start with a factual opening statement. No emotion, just the core of your position. Second, when you bring up evidence, use those annexure labels we talked about. It makes everything crystal clear. Third, and this is crucial, explicitly connect each document back to the specific charge it disproves. And through it all, maintain a calm, factual tone. That projects confidence. That projects control. Now, your evidence isn't just paper. It can be people, too. A strong witness can be a total game changer, but you have to choose and prepare them carefully. So let's look at how you turn a witness into your most powerful ally. Here's the key. You need someone who actually saw what happened, not just someone who heard about it later. They need direct, first-hand knowledge. Their only job is to state the facts, no opinions, no guesswork. And it is so important to talk with them beforehand, just to make sure your stories line up. Get a written statement if you can. One rock-solid witness is always, always better than 3 who are kinda shaky. Okay, we have spent a lot of time building up your defense. But the best defense? Well, it includes a little bit of offense. So the final piece of our strategy is to flip the script. We're going to start thinking like the other side so we can anticipate their moves and get our counter moves ready. I want you to literally put yourself in their shoes. Go through each and every charge and ask yourself, what proof are they going to use against me here? What documents will they have? Who are they going to call as a witness? Answering these questions right now is the absolute key to not being caught by surprise in that hearing.
And this little worksheet? This is how you map out the entire playing field. On one side, you list out their likely evidence. And on the other, you pinpoint your exact piece of counter evidence, complete with its annexure number. Doing this simple exercise shows you, right away, the strengths and weaknesses on both sides. It tells you exactly where you need to focus your energy.
Look, when you boil it all down, everything we've talked about, from gathering emails to thinking like the other side, it's all about one thing: taking back control. Thorough, methodical preparation is the power tool that makes sure you get a fair shot to tell your side of the story, clearly and with impact. So, by doing all this, you haven't just shuffled some papers around. No way. You've built a real, structured, professional, and compelling case. You have done the hard work. So, really, the only question left to ask is, are you ready to present it?